Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Rizky Tapuanik Aprila, and then today I will be presenting a comparative morphological analysis focusing on Japanese as my language of choice and comparing its structure with English. This analysis aims to uncover the fundamental difference in the word formation strategies of the two languages. My data is drawn from core lexical items and common grammatical construction presented through morphological tables and contextual example for morpheme analysis. Morpheme analysis that have 2 points, analysis points, morphemes, and derivation versus inflection process. Let's start with morpheme analysis. In Japanese, the majority of bond morpheme function derivationally. They change the meaning or the word class, rather than solely marking tense or number. A key example is the nasal prefix. This morpheme attached to a nominal base, for example, is pangan, that's meaning is food, to create an active verb, mangan, meaning is to eat. Morpheme doesn't just make action, it fundamentally change the lexical or category. The second one is derivation versus inflection. The sharp distinction lies in the focus of the two language. English is an inflectional system and Japanese is a derivational system. Section 1 is inflection in English. Mandatory inflectional affixes are added to satisfy grammatical rules without changing the word class. Example is dog remains a noun just plural, and work to be worked out remains a verb just past tense. Section 2 is derivation Japanese. Japanese has virtually no obligatory inflection grammatical functions, like tense, expressed by auxiliary words. Derivation Japanese has a dual role, creating new words and most importantly according politeness. For example, is panjenengan. You hike register and affix hidden by a social necessary. And the next analysis is K morphological process. Beyond appreciation, we highlight two significant process. Number one is reduplication. In Japanese, this is a highlight productive process. For example, is bocha-bocha denotes plurality and lelara denotes generalization or intensity. It is a systematic grammatical tool rarely found in English. Number two is compounding. In English, this process is extremely productive in English. In Japanese, compounding is less active than derivational affixation. Talk about comparison and challenges. Comparison with English morphology have to reveals two fundamental strategy. First is English strategy. We say inflectional, ties grammatical rules like tense and number to the word itself. Grammar is the morphological priority. Number two is Japanese strategy, or we say derivational agglutinative. The best word is free from mandatory tense or number making. Morphology is used to expand the lexicon and uniquely to regular social behavior. The next chapter is the challenges found in analysis. I encourage two main challenges. The first one is the clitic issue. It is difficult to equate the Japanese possessive clitic like omaku in Japanese with the English inflectional affix. The Japanese clitic has an inflectional function but is structurally less integrated. Number two is the social-linguistic dimension. The greatest challenge was integrating the factor of culture into the morphological analysis. We must accept the Japanese derivation carries a social dimension that absent in English lexical affixes. After all that I explained, the conclusion is the morphology of Japanese in English represent two intelligent solutions to the challenges of communication. Japanese choose socially sensitive derivation, while English Choose a grammatically efficient inflections. I think that's all from me. Thank you. And wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.